What you are listening to now is the Central Indiana Sports Report podcast number 324.3. Our recap and John Robertson and Michelle Garmon's reaction to the Fever's 102-83 butt kicking of the Dallas Wings on Sunday afternoon.
You're listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report with your host, Greg Mengelt.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, Fever fans, and welcome to the Central Indiana Sports Report. Today is Sunday, July 13, 2025, and I am your host, Greg Mengelt, podcasting today from headquarters in Jeffersonville. Producer Susie is in the control room.
Hey.
Currently eating a Klondike bar rather than working, but that's okay. Coming up, we have a recap of the Fever's 102-83 win over the Dallas Wings, followed by John Robertson's and Michelle Garmon's reaction to the big win. Before we get to that, just want to remind you that we have a Fever report every week with John and Michelle, including this week with some special coverage of the All-Star Week in Indianapolis. John, Michelle, and I will be there following every single game this year with a recap and reaction through the end of the WNBA Finals. Your Fever recap in 10 minutes or less begins now. And this one is going to be a pretty short one because this one was all Fever. Well, at least the final three quarters. Starting from early in the second quarter, the Fever started to look like the Fever team we were expecting at the start of the season in the 102-83 victory over the Dallas Wings. Caitlin Clark was at her brilliant best, while still struggling to shoot the ball just a little bit in her first pro matchup ever against Wings rookie Paige Beckers. The Fever had crisp ball movement and player movement, resulting in 30 assists on 40 baskets. They shot 52% from the field, 63% from inside the three-point arc, and went over 100 points for just the second time this season. They also scored 99 in Friday's blowout win over Atlanta. In fact, between the second half of Friday's game and the first half of Sunday's, the Fever scored 123 points in what amounts to a regulation WNBA game. Indiana trailed until Michaela Timpson's layup on a beautiful pass from Damaris Dantas with 5 seconds left in the first quarter that put the Fever ahead 28-27. Tierra McCowan's putback to open the second quarter gave the Wings a 28-27 lead, and that was the last time they would lead. The Fever outscored Dallas 33-7 the rest of the period, shooting 76% on 16 of 21 shooting, layup after layup, brilliant Caitlin Clark pass after brilliant Caitlin Clark pass. Oh, and 5 Clark steals and a block shot, and a couple of her patented deep three-pointers. Clark was just 4 of 12 from the field and 2 of 7 from behind the three-point line. But if you did not watch the game, trust us, she was amazing. Here she is.
Yeah, I mean, I still probably didn't shoot it as good as I would have liked, but I feel like it's coming. I'm just trying to continue to get my legs under me, and like I said pregame, like I feel like I'm a couple shots away from like having a really good game. But I mean, I thought my playmaking was really good. There was, no reason for me to really shoot that much. I thought, like, you look at the box, like 12 shot attempts, 11, 9, 8, 7, 6, like just very balanced, and people executed. And when we have 5 people in double figures, like I feel like we're going to be pretty hard to beat. Like it would take a lot for a team to beat us, and I think we were just kind of firing on all cylinders, moving the ball well, getting to the next action, played out a pick and roll well, and then our defense was good and got us a lot of buckets in transition.
The Fever 64 first half points is a franchise record. Kelsey Mitchell finished with 20 points in just 26 minutes to lead Indiana. Natasha Howard had 18 points, going 8 for 9 from the field. Aaliyah Boston had 17 points, Clark 14, and Sophie Cunningham 13 off the bench. Balanced scoring and really balanced everything. 5 different Fever players had at least 3 assists, led by Clark's 13. The Fever also had 11 steals in the win, Clark's 5, and 3 apiece from Boston and Mitchell. Here's Aaliyah Boston's thoughts on the win.
Honestly, I think it starts on the defensive end. We talk about that all the time, just making sure that we get stops because we like to play fast. We like to get the ball up and go in transition. And so we knew that we just had to make sure that we were focused on that end and make sure that we're connected on the defensive end. And then that sparks our offense and we're good to go.
It was definitely a performance that have Fever fans dreaming of a WNBA title. Please stay tuned for John Robertson and Michelle Garmon's thoughts on the Fever win.
You're listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report with your host, Greg Mengel.
Welcome, Fever fans, to the Central Indiana Sports Report and John Robertson and Michelle Garmon's reaction to the Fever's 102 win over the Wings, a margin that doesn't even come close to indicating how dominant the Indiana Fever were. Second and third quarters, just unbelievably good basketball, John. The ball was moving. Caitlin Clark looked like Caitlin Clark for the first time in a long time, and she just controlled the game, and it was no contest.
Yeah, it was absolutely not. Like, you saw the kind of Showtime Fever basketball that we want to see. It was, like you said, ball moving around to everybody, a balanced offensive attack from everyone. Caitlin wasn't even really shooting that well from three. I mean, she hit one or two maybe, but like she still missed a lot of the long threes, but still an outstanding performance. So like that just goes to show that when they're playing and they're on fire, she had 13 assists and everybody was putting in points.
Michelle, she missed some of those shots that you and I do not like, but she spent most of the game getting into the paint, making brilliant passes. She's maybe the best passer in the world, and that includes both genders, by the way.
She facilitates so well, and like I said, I think right now she's coming back from injury. That the best thing she does for the Fever is facilitate. She picks up the tempo by facilitating, getting them in fast break fast. You know, I'm fine with that. The less that she dribbles and around and killing clock and running in, the way they defend her is the safer her body is. I mean, if she can just get it and go, and then she just facilitates so well. And I will say this, I am so glad to see that this coaching staff has really made use of Kelsey Mitchell's quickness. So she's not just hanging out by the perimeter or showing her quickness by driving, cutting all the backdoor baseline cuts from the wing, the backdoor cuts to the basket. They're phenomenal. And not only does Clark find her, but Boston finds her. I mean, I just like that. They're playing this coaching staff, and I know they've taken some heat in some of those losses from fans that don't really get it, but they've really done a great job of finding these players' strengths and utilizing and maximizing them.
Before we get too far off that, I do want to say, Michelle, you know, Caitlin did she must have heard your last podcast because she played an excellent defense today to make those passes open down court to everyone.
Off-ball defense, yes.
Off-ball defense was very good.
Yes, her off-ball defense was very good. In fact, I kind of think that if you want Caitlin's strength as a defender, it is off ball, and it's in some kind of trapping defense where she can be a reader and not have to be a defender. And if you coach, you'll know people will know what I'm talking about when I say a reader. You put them, they get to read the passing angles, the lines, and she understands the game so well that she's not having to defend somebody. She's like defending an area and reading, and she's very good at that. I mean, it's like when we used to do the diamond trap or like a 1-2-1-1, I would always put my best reader in the middle, and try to flush to one side because my reader didn't really have to defend anybody. They just had to read where the pass was going and go.
5 steals, 1 block. That's good defense.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I want to say.
One time she turned her 1 block into a fast break, brilliant pass over the top and talked a little trash, which we love to see from her.
Well,
That's one of our favorite things about her.
I thought that was a good point to bring up when you were talking about her passing today being so good. Like, a lot of her defense turned into excellent passes, so like they were almost connected. 13 assists is insane. The passing was unbelievable today.
Dallas, Ariki, I don't know, man. Her shot form looks terrible and everything, and she's, I know, been marred with injuries this season. But Dallas has some really good young guards too. And I will say this, I think Beckers and Clark are going to be very good for the league because Paige
Beckers is
is
good.
She is very
She
good.
is good.
And if Dallas could get a draft choice where they could get Betts coming out of UCLA and get a true big that can run the floor and really dominate like Lauren Betts can, I mean, that ups their game. The Lou girl player inside, she's okay, but she's not like the defender and stuff that Betts is, or the athlete that Betts is, and that's what they're really missing. They're really missing a really good post player.
I think the Paige-Caitlin rivalry is much better for prime time than the other rivalry that everybody tries to push with Caitlin. So I really do think it's good for the league.
Yeah, long term for sure.
Yeah. Anyway.
I've been seeing some rumblings this week that Stephanie White is not the right coach for the Fever, which I found pretty ridiculous, even though they're struggling. And today it was like, she's pushing the right button. She's the right.
Not only that, I was glad to see him finally announce on the broadcast that Caitlin has been under a minutes restriction, because I've been seeing tweets, oh, Stephanie White doesn't know what she's doing. Caitlin's only played, how in the heck she would play that many more minutes if she was playing for me? Well, I wanted to respond, but I won't because I don't get into those engaging. But you figured that she was on a minutes restriction. So I was so glad to hear them not mention it just not once, but 2 or 3 times today. So fans out there understand Caitlin's not playing 30-some minutes a game because they don't want her to play 30-some, or she, it's because the doctors have said she can't right now.
Well, and you don't really want her to play those many minutes unless you need to. Here's the thing that I think about.
No need for it.
Yeah, you don't need to burn her out. Just if you're winning the game, don't force it. But here's the thing that I'll say about those comments. Like, there's Fever fans that care about Caitlin and the team, and then there's Caitlin Clark fans who only care about Caitlin Clark, and they want to see what they want to see, and they're not really into the whole thing. And those are the ones making the stupid comments. We got the same thing about Christy Sides last year, and I don't think Christy Sides was as bad as everybody said she was. I'm not saying she's Stephanie White level. She's not great, but I don't think she's as bad as the heat she took. All right, you know
Michelle,
what I mean?
She's bad. She still doesn't have a job. And I know the Fever has to pay her out, but if she was really good, she'd be somewhere. College somewhere. Somebody would have been after her.
Well, that's fine, but she took way more heat than I think she needed, right? Like, I don't need to get on the Christy Sides conversation. Yeah. I'm just saying,
last year was more about. It was more about fitting in and having fair. Yeah, you're right.
But these people are saying the same stuff. Like, if the Fever have one bad game, or God forbid 2 bad games in a row, people are going to start throwing everybody but Caitlin under the bus, right? Because that's what they do.
If Caitlin shoots poorly, it's the coaching. They don't have her in the right spot. It can't be that Caitlin's just going through a shooting slump like every great shooter.
But see, you're giving more credibility to these comments than I even think they deserve. Like, they're just stupid comments from people that don't know what they're talking about. So, let's just all give everyone on the team a chance to breathe, get a chance to get together and play. And yes, I love Caitlin as much as anybody. Obviously, the game today was beautiful, but there was a beautiful game because and I think this is the thing, she knows what makes this team work is when she gets everybody involved. She knows that. So everybody else that's whining and crying say, give Caitlin a bigger role and give Caitlin this and that. Like, she doesn't even want that. So, the idiots that are saying it are going against the person they supposedly love. I want to, so on that line, let's talk about Natasha Howard. There's lots of talk about how she's like a ball vacuum. She gets the ball and then she just dribbles around too much and misses a really close shot. And that's been the case, but I really think I saw a change in her today to where she realizes if you let Caitlin get her in position or you run the play, Caitlin will find you and get you your points. You don't have to force it anymore. You don't have to force it.
She did a great job moving without the ball for sure.
She absolutely did, and she was flying down the court on fast breaks, and she was making amazing cuts. So I really hope that that's something that she's unlocked in her mind and realizes, I'm going to get mine if I just let the game flow. So I was really happy with Natasha Howard's play today.
I was really pleased with Sophie Cunningham. She, another really terrific game off the bench. She's really starting to be that producer off the bench, and if McDonald doesn't start her, McDonald coming off, I mean, it's really nice. And she's even stepping up her defense. It might not be at the same level as Lexi, but when Lexi's out, I mean, you don't lose a whole lot. I mean, that right now, Sophie's playing
the starters. Yeah, the starters today got behind in the first quarter. It was the second team that lifted them, that got them that lead. And then, of course, the starters came back in and took it to another level.
I think
That
you're
second
seeing
quarter
from
was beautiful.
what you're seeing from Sophie is she's bringing the TJ energy off the bench, right? Like, I don't know how, or the Sophie energy, but it's the same type of thing as TJ McConnell, right? She's coming in and she's like getting them all fired up and she's playing great. I'm really happy with Sophie for multiple reasons. I mean, 13 points and everything's good, but I love what she's doing to hype up the team.
She moves at a quick pace. We love it. Moving quickly at all times. Very similar to TJ McConnell. All right, Tuesday night, the Connecticut Sun. How concerned are we about dirty play?
You know, I think they're trying to push it a little bit. I don't even know if Connecticut's trying to push it or like the league media is trying to push it because they had that interview with one of the players with Sue Bird, and they were laughing about the whole Marina is going to knock her over and Caitlin getting punched in the back. Like, I'm not that worried.
That was the one team that I found to be actually dirty so far.
No, I agree, and I think they're going to try it, but like I think Sophie will shut it down quick. I don't think Sophie's going to let it go. I think Sophie's going to come in ready to brawl.
Good.
Agree with that.
And then, of course, the Liberty, and then All-Star break, Indianapolis. So exciting time, and we're going to have lots of podcasts coming up. Guys, final thoughts before we go?
I just think that if you are one of the people that have been stressed out and worried about the team, this should alleviate some of that. Like, they can the last two games they've played incredibly well. They scored 99 the game before and 102 today. So in 2 games they got 201 points. That's solid for WNBA. Like, you're not seeing 100 very often in WNBA. So
it was more than 110 between the second half of the last game and the first half of this game.
Yeah, it was incredible. Like, so just what I've been saying the whole time, take a deep breath, let them figure it out. They're going to be fine.
Agree, John. I think they are going to be they are going to be fine. They're going to be really a fun team to watch in the second half of the season as long as they stay healthy. I mean, of course, you can say that about anybody, but the Fever, if they stay healthy, just watch out. It will be fun, and it will be fun coming down into the playoffs because, I really look for them and the Liberty and I don't know. I think the Lynx is struggling a little bit right now, but it's going to be.
Bottom line is they play like today. I don't think anybody beats them.
No, that today showed potential. They're going to have up games. They're going to have down games. Like, fans got to keep their expectations realistic. They're not going to win every game from here on out. So take a deep breath.
52% from every game on out.
No, but if they play like they do today, and they run like they do today, and they pass like they do today, it's going to be hard. They're going to win way more games than they lose.
Thanks so much to John and Michelle for joining me again after another Fever victory. Celebrate the time, come on. And thank you for listening. Always appreciate it. If you want to help us out, continue to grow and thrive, and bring you great podcasts like this one, please share with your friends and family and strangers on the street. Always appreciate it. The Central Indiana Sports Report is a product of ITG Media, and I love Susie.